Hello, butterflies. Thank you for joining us for Butterfly Tea Time. I hope that you have your tea and your coffee ready. Today, we're going to be diving in and spilling the tea with Rhonda Lewis, lupus advocate, author, and does many, many other things in the community. She's also going to be giving away one of her amazing inspirational books today to 2 different lucky viewers called I Choose Me. Hello, Rhonda, and welcome.
Yes. Hey, Rhonda.
Thank you. How are you? I love that mug. I think I need that in my life.
I know.
I know eventually I plan on having a whole collection of butterfly teacups, but for now I found this one TJ Maxx, and then I have our little Cheers butterfly teacups.
Oh, I'm a butterfly girl. I love that. See my butterfly right here on my desk.
Oh, you sure do.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, you on the right channel there.
Right in the family. Yes.
Yeah, I actually just got butterfly magnets for my SUV that I'm going to be doing like the butterfly conventions with.
Oh, that's cute.
I like
what that looks like.
So, Rhonda, what state are you coming to us from?
I live in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Okay.
I'm originally from Chicago, but I live in Dallas-Fort Worth. Yes.
Oh, I'm from Chicago too. Very cool.
There we go. Yeah, that's where I'm from. So I always represent Chicago wherever I go. I'm born and raised in Chicago, but I've been here for going on 11 years now.
Oh.
So are you a Bears fan then?
Say it again.
Are you a Bears fan then?
Always, absolutely. Whether they win or lose, I'm there.
I thought you had switched to Cowboys. You don't switch to Cowboys?
He's like, no.
Well, you know.
You've been Dallas now.
I have to represent Chicago. I'm a Chicago girl at heart.
Okay, I get it. I guess I get it.
And I'm lucky for now because we don't have a football team in Las Vegas. So.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So I lived in Las Vegas for like 4 years.
What's that?
You're very kindred. I lived in Las Vegas for 4 years.
Really? Yeah, we just started getting some sports teams. We finally have hockey, the Knights, and we're hopefully going to be getting some more teams, but we were a state without any teams for a very long time.
When I was there, so great.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay. I know that's not what we're here for, so okay, I'm back.
Okay, yeah, we switched.
So, Rhonda, we just really wanted to highlight you for all the amazing things that you're doing within the lupus community and so many other communities just to spread light. And we just wanted to talk about that today.
Yeah.
So what are some of the projects that you've been working on?
So right now, the book is I Choose Me, a journey to self-awareness. So for me, I work with, various people. As I was sharing with Shantae, I do public speaking, I do workshops and all those sort of things. I'm not real good at plugging myself. But I just really enjoy encouraging people to be their best self, because I think when we show up in the world as a better me, then that helps the surroundings, that helps our social networks, that helps the world that we live in. And there's so much hardness in the world. So if I can bring any kind of light, that's what I do. So wherever I, I'm a Christian and I love the Lord. And so wherever he leads me, that's where I go. And so I've worked with I work very active in my church. And so I actually work for a church too at the same time, but very active. And I just think it's important to bring light into the world. And in our, and so I was sharing with you earlier that I work with a young lady, Latoya Dennis, with her organization called Motivated Mom. And Latoya is very well known, all on her own. She has her own thing going on. She has a couple of different offshoots, but one that I personally worked with is called Motivated Mom here in the DFW area. And pretty much pre-COVID, because after COVID, a lot had to stop. But she meets with ladies once a week in underserved communities here, and just had an opportunity to share with them and bring the book after I wrote the book, bringing just just bringing them just encouragement, because I think as women we have to encourage ourselves, ourselves and each other, But I'm definitely of the mindset helping myself so that I can help somebody else, because that's important.
It is. That's crucial. That's crucial. So, how did you choose yourself at one point? Because I know you had to go through what what you went through in order to write this book. So, how did
I
that look?
did. So for me, it was a labor of love. So I'm adopted. I don't know bio. I don't, it's hard for me to call them parents, but for the sake of conversation, we'll call them parents. I don't know the bio people, okay? And I say that respectfully to my parents because I think that it takes more to being a parent than giving a sperm donor or seed, all that. I do. I'm sorry, but so in the journey of that, I struggled with abandonment issues,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason, it was hard for me to accept that someone chose me as opposed to
Mm,
the narrative of someone abandoned me.
yeah.
So at some point in my walk with the Lord, I just remember, like my mom said to me when they chose me, she said she picked me up and she looked in my eyes and she said when she looked in my eyes, she knew that I was her child. And my
Mm,
mother couldn't have children, and so she had five stillborns. And she said when she saw me, she's like,
mm,
I looked in your eyes and I knew you were mine. She said, and I told the lady she won't be back. So, and I don't know this because it's her story because I was only like 4 months old.
yeah.
And so over life, life happens. My parents got a divorce, and how all that can go. Somewhere in between there, in my early 20s, I just remember struggling with feeling abandoned. And not because of my mother, because my mother loved me into her dying day. And on her deathbed, she was like, "I'll always with you. I'll always have you." On her literally, she was dying. And so, but
Mm,
within myself, I struggled with abandonment issues. And so, long and short of the story, about in my 30s, I was having a conversation with my dad because he and I had gone through struggles because, again, I felt I had daddy issues. And God healed us, like just healed us. And we are like amazing right now. Like my book, I dedicated it to him and my mom. But I still struggle within myself. And so that was the journey of self awareness. And then I had to say, and one day it was like I was just in prayer, and it was like God said to me, someone chose you. They may have not taken you, but someone else came and got you.
yes.
And so
Yes.
in that, it was like I had to sit with that for a while. And then over time, I had to realize, hey, Rhonda, you're enough. It's enough.
Yes.
You're enough. When you bring to the proverbial tables, you're enough. You're in all your flaws, you're still enough. So I had to come to the realization I choose me.
Yes.
I had to
Yes.
look in the mirror and go, you're still enough. So with whatever's going on, you're still good. And so that was it. And I had to choose me. And then I learned to understand in the process of the self. That's why I say it's a journey, and it's
Mm-hmm.
a journey not
Yeah.
stop. It didn't stop when I wrote the book, and I did a devotional on purpose because I was sharing with Shantae. Sometimes I want to have a deep dive into the word, but sometimes I just need that, like, let me just get it really quick,
Yes. Quick
So
filler.
it's not a huge book because I've had people, I read it in one day. I said, well, you're not meant to read it one day. It's a daily devotional. So, but the idea is that I had to choose me and I had to understand my value. And that's the thing sometimes I think we miss in the world because we show up and the world puts us against each other and then we have all
Mm-hmm.
these other
Mm-hmm.
isms. But I had to say, no, I choose me. I'm enough. And so, and again, that journey continues every day. Every day I get up and I say, I'm enough. And so when I talk to women, men, children, whomever I'm talking to, I like to remind them that you are special because you woke up today. You
Mm.
have the activities of your limbs. You have your strength. You have your right mind, even if it's just as a body. The old people say a reasonable portion of my mind. But if you
Yeah.
still have you're batting 1,000. So it could always be a lot worse. And so even I know with struggles, women that have lupus, I have an aunt who has it, and have talked and shared with her many times. And even when her struggles were greater than, she's a lot better now because she's on medication. But in her earlier years, it was a struggle. It was
Mm-hmm.
really so. Whatever our struggle is, we have to be able to get up and face it, and face it, going, I got this. I got this.
Yeah.
Whatever you call your higher being, I call him God. We might call him something different, but You know, whatever that is for you that gives you that inner strength, that's what to me the book brings out. It's the inner finding this within myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
beautiful. I love that.
All that. I'm touched.
yeah, yeah.
I'm touched.
That's important. That it's important that we see ourselves and see our value in all of our differences. We're more alike than we're not.
Yes.
You know, when I'm looking at this camera, this array of beauty on here, while we all look different, but we all bring our amazing selves to this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can really help with women empowerment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's important.
That's important, especially this month.
Yes,
we're
absolutely.
celebrating women.
Women Empowerment Month, you guys.
Yes. Women's Month, for sure.
We do have some amazing women in our community, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Amazing. And talking about self-awareness, that's what every woman needs to lean into in order to know that they're enough. You got to be aware of who you are and where you are right now.
Yeah.
And if you don't know that about yourself, then there's no way to get to where you're trying to be and to really live your best life and make your life so unrecognizable. You just can't do that if you don't know who you are just yet, you know. So
and know that we have the overcoming power, because we deal with everybody has a story. Everybody has something happening in their lives. Nobody's life is perfect. Perfection does not exist. But I have to understand every day that my feet hit the ground, when I get out of the bed, I need to let the world know I am showing up, and I'm showing up with my best self. As hard as it can be sometimes we might be crying, sometimes our body might be thinking, but hey, I'm still showing up. Yeah. Whatever that is, like my aunt said, she had to stand in the mirror many days and tell herself, you know, okay, I'm gonna be okay. That's what she kept saying. She said she would stand in the mirror and go, "You are," and then she'd fill in the blanks for the day.
I like that.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Absolutely. I definitely get that. I completely understand that. And I salute you for writing this book, because it's very much needed. And it's something that we all deal with to some extent. There are different areas where we may have felt abandoned. And I'm just honored, because that's amazing to be able to confront that, because sometimes we don't confront the things from our past and recognize the connection.
Yeah,
and that's true. That's amazing in itself.
That's true.
And that you wrote this for, you know, for other women, other people to make that connection and grow.
Yeah. So sometimes it's hard having those hard conversations, but the hardest part is having with yourself. You know, and sometimes you just have to sit in it with the tears. With you just got to sit in it sometimes.
Yeah, because I was feeling emotional just listening to you, because you said a lot that was powerful.
Yeah.
And it just touched me immediately, so I could see that, and you can kind of self-reflect even just from this conversation.
Yeah.
And the way
first, sorry, Shantae. When did you first decide to write the book?
You know, it's been a while. Like I think I published it 2019. I think it was 2019.
Okay.
But I started probably like 2017. I kept putting it off because I was writing for myself. It was about me.
Okay.
And so it really wasn't until I was talking to one of my sister friends, and we were talking about stuff, and she said, "When are you going to put that on paper?" I'm like, "It is on paper for myself, though." She's like, No. For other people. I'm like, nobody wants to hear that. And so I said, that's not me. Who wants to hear that? Who do I have to say to anybody? Like, who am I? And actually, my friend Latoya, who's Motivated Mom, she wrote a book called Leap, right? And her book is called Leap. And so we were talking, and so when she finished it and all that stuff, and I said, she's like, okay, so you're next. And I was like, no, that's you. I'll help you do yours. I was right there rawing her on. And she said, no, okay, you're next. So you're next. And just over a period of time of my core group of my sister friends, and they're like, Rhonda, you talk to us and you do this. And I'm like, no, because for me, it's just a conversation.
Exactly.
Like right now,
we're just calling. It's what you're gifted in. It's just natural. But
it takes a lot to kind of. Yeah. So that's what inspired me to do it. It was for me, which probably sounds selfish, but it was for me. All my notes were for me. And then again, my really good sister friend Patrice was like, she always said, she was like, sis, you got to do it. I was like, And she's like, come on, come on. So I wrote some stuff down, and then she's okay, now finish it. So she would stay on me. Are you finished? Like, oh, not yet. So that's what it really was for me. And then they convinced me to say, like, well, somebody, it might encourage somebody. And then I had to understand if it encourages one person, then it's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so
You may
it
have had
definitely,
the
you know,
experience, but it was definitely for you and for others, because
yeah,
somebody has to be the mold. Like, okay, I went through this, you can make it through.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
so that's what you did, and that's amazing. And we're
Yes.
grateful that you're willing to share that, because what this book is something that we all could use.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So
yes.
your experience has been a blessing to us because you were
Well, thank
able
you.
to impart wisdom.
Thank you for that.
And that's
Sometimes
phenomenal.
you just don't know, but thank you for that. Yeah, for saying
Well,
that.
once you put your words on paper, they're there for all of time for people to
Yeah.
read.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I definitely can't wait to read your book. I'm very excited to read it. I love all the works that you're doing. Can you tell us more about the Motivated Mom Group? Like, what do you guys do within that community?
So with Latoya Sarg, and that's her organization, and so it just sometimes I partner with her. We've done so she'll do like Christmas time. We adopt a mom and
Okay.
their families, and so we do their children, like it's just out there in the public, usually like us friends, partners, whatever,
Hmm.
and we adopt moms for Christmas. She typically does a retreat every year for the moms, and it's typically all sponsored. There's no cost to them, and she gets various sponsors that come in to help. And so, just it's like a retreat. It is a retreat, so they get to go to high end resort, hotel, whatever that is, have dinner, get to dress up,
Hmm.
all of that. I think
Oh,
last year, well, COVID has kind of stopped some of that, obviously, but the year before last, we did a Christmas just kind of a small get together because we were still trying to come out. So she, and like I said, her organization is huge within itself because she has offshoots of Motivated Mom. So she does a Melanin Mom group. She does right now. She's on a mom's tour for moms because of the birth rate and with African American women and brown women. So she has, like I said, her thing is a whole thing all to itself. And so, but that for me, I went in and just did some workshops with some of the ladies and just had some, conversations about empowering themselves because sometimes in the underserved communities we don't feel valuable,
Yeah.
and we don't look like people look,
Yeah.
and we don't dress like the other people dress, and sometimes we put value on those things
Yeah.
and not value within ourselves. And
Yeah.
so just had opportunities to go in and share with the ladies, and they just kind of come as a, just kind of just show up as a meeting. She was doing it once a week at that time. I think now she's kind of down to once a month because of her schedule. But just working with her in any capacity, I just enjoy doing it. So if I'm just helping her pass out candy, I don't care. It's her organization means so much to the community. For me, it's just being a part of
Yeah.
it. And so that's one of the things. Outside of that, because I'm in the church and I work with the youth. I'm not over the youth department. I don't even the whole department, but I work, come in and do just conversation. I like just conversation stuff. Like, hey, let's
yeah.
just sit out and chat. I have a prayer group that I work with. We meet every week, and so when we do conferences for that, oftentimes go in and speak there. So it's just kind of whatever's happening at the moment. A lot of it has shifted because of COVID, um, because of those restrictions. But just kind of now starting to get back into some things. So yeah,
Yeah. So
That's
just kind of my little feet lead me, like it led me here today. So yeah,
man, you are doing a lot. You are making a difference. I hear it. I hear it.
I'm
wow.
trying. I'm trying.
Incredible.
I
Just
mean,
trying to put a footprint.
it's amazing what you're doing for real, for real. So talk to us more about the real talk, your ministry.
So real talk, just and it's REL talk, which is actually my initials, and I write it capital R, lowercase e, with the macron across the top of the E that makes it a long E, and then the L, which is again my initials, Rhonda Elaine Lewis, talk. And so really, it's real talk because for me, I'm just that. I like honest conversation, straightforward. I always say straight, no chaser. And so real talk for me is the speaking arm of what I do. And in that, I did over COVID, I started something. I was telling Shantae, I'm trying to get back in the wheels. It was a podcast. And it was just kind of one of those, not planned. It was just a conversation. We were talking about COVID. And my god sister was a physician, and everyone was struggling. You know how we were struggling during the first weeks of COVID, didn't know what we could believe on TV and all of that. So I started doing a thing called Social Saturday, and that's really where Real Talk was birthed out of Social Saturday, because it was like Rhonda Lane talks, Rhonda speaks, right?
Okay.
I was like, hey, Real Talk, that's kind of cute. Let's try that, and let's make it look a little different. So that's how I write it: capital R-E, lowercase L, talk. And that's what it came from. So it's really just me talking, whether that's me talking in a meeting or, because I have my own business or whatever that looks like. It's just me talking. And so that's what Real Talk comes from. And so that's the umbrella of anything else that I do that's pertaining to speaking. It falls under that umbrella. And so my Social Saturday, which I probably won't call it that, but I was doing it every Saturday because we couldn't go anywhere. We were in the house. So Saturday night, people were just like, and flooded we were doing Zooms and all kind of stuff and streamed live on Facebook and all of that. And it just turned into a thing. And then it turned into just other conversation outside of COVID. So I stopped it, obviously, because we went back out in the world. But then, so now I'm just trying to figure out how to put it back together. And that's probably going to be eventually, hopefully before the year is out. I really want to push it by my birthday for next week. Trying to see what'll happen before then. But that's my next thing, is making Real Talk podcast.
Look, I see it working for you, because you already got everything it takes to make it magic. And that's
but again, it's that self-talk. It's the self-talk.
There we go.
So see, I have to. That's why I'm saying my journey.
Come back to your book.
That's what I'm saying. The journey is always a journey. That's why it's never stop. It's a journey of me saying to myself, "Oh, you can do that." Hey, like I'm saying, you ladies are doing. It's like, well, Rhonda, why can't you do it? So it's encouraging me to be on here, because it makes me say, maybe you can do this. So it's pretty cool. This is encouraging all by itself, believe it or not. It's encouraging.
Yeah, you have to do it. You have so much wisdom. I just sense the wisdom, and you have so much to offer. And we need more. We need that. Something positive.
Absolutely.
People need to hear what you got to say.
This is encouraging.
Find your podcast, Rhonda. If we want to follow this podcast, Real Talk, which I certainly do, how do we find that?
Well, right now, I don't have it tied into anything yet, but all of my social media is at Rhonda E. Lewis. And I think my Instagram is the only thing that's Rhonda E. L-E-W, no I-S. And so that's how you can find me on Instagram, Facebook. Facebook is my name, Rhonda E. Lewis. And like I said, Instagram is Rhonda E. Lewis. So yeah.
Okay, very cool.
So when it comes up, I'll definitely put it there first, and then let it, go from there. But that'll be where it gets announced for sure.
So do you need collaborators? Like, what can we do here to help you?
Always, I'll be calling you like, hey, ladies, guess what? I need you on the podcast. Because I think what you do. Yeah, I think what you guys do is amazing. What you ladies do is amazing, because we need to be aware of what's going on, and then to see what you do. And then I always, to see that this whole butterfly thing is awesome, because, for me, I love butterflies because it speaks of transformation, right?
Yes.
From one space to another space, and the beauty of the space. Okay.
Yes.
So I think in doing this, it certainly brings in that element of, we might have to we might have to push through something to come out of something else that may have been hard for us, or may not have been as pretty for us. But at the end, we're amazing.
Yeah.
Because butterflies are amazing all by themselves. So I think that whole element of butterflies. So people need to know what you're doing. So absolutely, when I get off of this, I'm actually going to call Latoya and say, hey, what? I need to connect you with some ladies. Because you never know. And I love connecting. I love collaborating. I love connecting pieces with other people, because I never believe it's just for this moment. It's for a bigger moment that we're seeing right now. So for sure. Yep, absolutely. So
the more hands, the more brains, the more hearts, the better it is in the end.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited you came on today.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So is there anything you would like to share?
I'm sorry, I'll say it again.
Is there anything you would like to share that you haven't shared with the lupus community yet?
Just to be encouraged, just to be mindful that while the struggle is real, right?
Yeah.
Lupus is a real thing. Pain is a real thing. The experience is very real. Days are not always great. Some days you don't have the best day. But the best thing I could say to anyone is to always pull on your faith and never let go of hope.
Mm. Yeah.
And hope for me is the idea that it still can be better. I can
Yeah.
grab something.
Yeah.
It may not be a lot. You know, it used to be an old song back in the day, if you could reach beyond the break. Sometimes it's just that strength, right? And then the other part is stay in community. Because the one thing I recall, even with my aunt, it was like, because sometimes it would be so hard, she would stay by herself or stay, within herself. Never lose community, because
Yeah.
that's where we find strength.
Yeah.
So even if I can't pray for myself, if I can't encourage myself sometimes, because sometimes it's going to be hard that I may not feel like encouraging myself, or the pain might be so great. But if I can pull on community, my community of friends, my community of family, I can pull on those individuals and say, hey, you know what, this is a bad day. Because see, what I believe in community, this is real talk for me. In community, I can be honest.
Yeah. Yes.
I can tell you my hard secret, and you can hold on to that and keep that in your heart. I can tell you, like, this is not a good day. I know I have hope, but today I need a little more strength from you. Stand with me. Hold me up. So that's what I would say, that wherever you find yourself, don't lose hope and don't lose community. That is so vital. And we are created to be in community. We are not created to be isolated.
Yeah.
And I say all the time, the enemy would like us to be isolated, because that's how he would keep us in our own mind and our own head. But if I could connect with one somebody, I feel like I'm preaching. I'm just good.
We
one somebody, that I could hold on to and can hold with me. Hey,
yeah,
you're gonna make it through this. You're gonna make it through this.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. If I would say anyone, and choosing you is always the idea of, when they tell us on the airplane, you put the oxygen mask on first, then you help somebody else. Because see, if we don't, and as women, sometimes the world teaches us, you take care of the husband, you take care of the baby, you take care of the boss at work. Well, sometimes, and people say, well, that's selfish. No, it's called self-care.
Yes.
I love you enough to take care of myself.
There you go. I
love you enough to take care of me, because if I perish, you have nothing. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Hold on to that. Encourage yourself, and if you can't, stay in community.
Needing help to fill up. I love that. That's like trying to go to the gas station, pump your own gas. Sometimes you don't have the strength. Sometimes you need somebody else to pump it for you.
Sometimes.
Just help me.
And it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
The other part is okay. It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
I'm real big on mental health. And so I call my sister friends every now and then, like, hey, just check in. How you doing? No, I'm okay. No, how you really doing?
Are you okay?
And we have to do, are you okay?
Yeah.
And so I would imagine, people that struggle with whatever, with lupus or any other, infirmities that we have, and just life in general.
Yeah.
Hey, check in with people. Are you okay? And and I always say, wait for the answer. We pass it by, how you doing? I'm good. And you keep on going. No. I pause.
Hear them.
How are you doing? Lock in.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. That's very important.
Yeah.
Because I think so often that's just a common social phrase that we don't take seriously and don't really take it as a real question until someone is like, how are you actually doing?
Yes. Yeah. And that's a real thing, because sometimes we're not doing okay. And we need to be able to say, it's not a good day. Like I really have sister friends, and this is the other one, you're strong women. People don't think you have bad days.
That's so true. And that's not good.
So have
you ever had the experience where you just like want to talk so bad and you haven't reached out, but your day's really not going good, and then all of a sudden you get to the store and they're like, hey, how are you? And then you just tell them, and then you look at them you want to know all that? Okay. That's what we have community for. We don't have to just use it as a regular default social statement. It's a real question, and we do care.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what's important, is to really, I think sometimes in the world we live in, we have lost empathy for people. We're so numb to the craziness of the world. So when something is happening, like it's just everything is like, so I was looking at something the other day and it was a shooting here. And one of the kids, they were interviewing one of the kids, and he's just talking like as if he's talking about going to McDonald's or something. I'm thinking, a kid got shot. A kid died.
We don't face people no more.
So the world is just numb. So I think that's what happens when we become so numb and isolated, then we don't even know how to zoom in. And so I live by the scripture that says, once you have been converted, go back and help. I like the Message version that says, go back and help someone with a new start. That I live by that. That is something that's very true for me personally. And so with that, I take that, and that's when I, like all of my friends, especially coming out of COVID, because some of us struggle so much being isolated because we had to be isolated. From that, it taught me about, no, check on them for real. So all of my friends, most of my friends are strong women. They're handling business. They're bosses. And everyone can do a sister like, hey, what's happening? So that's important. So that's what I would say is encourage yourself for sure, but make sure you have community.
Whew. You have taught us a lot, Miss Rhonda. You have
gotten a lot of comments.
Yes.
So some of the most recent ones were, I love the uplift you queens give. It gives me hope, and I thank you for it, Edwina. Hi, Edwina.
Hi, Edwina. Thank you.
Awesome.
She also says, although the struggle is real and I'm bent but not broken, I know I'm God's chosen child, and with my faith in him, I know I will make it.
Absolutely, you are more than a conqueror. That's what I say. You are more than a conqueror is already good, but you're more than a conqueror.
More than enough.
More than. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we're going to be giving you guys the chance to win. There's going to be, we normally do one, but she's feeling generous today, and we're actually going to give 2 of her books away on the show today.
Awesome.
So we're going to give you guys a minute to just comment your name if you haven't signed in and given permission to use your name. You'll be basically a ghost in the system. So thank you, Edwina, for signing your name in. If you want to just sign and quote, I choose me, the first 2 people to do this are going to be winning a copy of Rhonda's book today.
Yes. Let's see what we got.
Drum roll, please. Let's see. Give you guys just a couple minutes, and we'll give you the chance, Rhonda, to tell us again where to follow you while we're figuring out who the winner is.
Okay. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Rhonda E. L-E-W, Rhonda E. Lew. And you can follow me on Facebook at Rhonda E. Lewis. It's all spelled out R-H-O-N-D-A. I see things flashing. What does that mean?
Those are those stars. It's congratulations.
I love it.
Okay, so we did get someone to comment, I choose me, but I don't have their name, so I got to look on my phone. Hold on.
Okay.
That's okay.
This is exciting.
I know.
And my prayer is that when someone reads it, as they do daily devotionals, it's a 21-day devotional, and we, psychologically tell you it takes about 21 days to create habits, sometimes a little bit longer, but that's my prayer, that their lives will be changed, ever changed, and that they will begin their journey of self-awareness, not to end after 21 days, but to continue daily to learn, and be aware of themselves.
Well, I can tell you that the commitment for today on day 8 that I read was right in line with what today's show was about.
Okay.
Remind yourself that you have a spiritual obligation to help others be their best. The gift you have is for others, so they can grow and eventually be a blessing to someone. It's a blessing cycle. I love that. Today, the affirmation, I know my worth. I am a walking blessing. I will be my best so that I can influence others to become their best. Y'all get this book, get it.
Okay, you guys, hold that beautiful inspirational book up. The winners today that commented I choose me and gave their names are going to be Edwina Carter and Mari Gonzalez.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Guys will have to let us know what you think about the book. Post in Lupus Glitter, do a live, tell us what you think and what you experienced when you read the book.
And tag me if you can. Tag me. I would love to be tagged in. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. My prayer is that the read is as simplistic as I like to say. I like it to be just that it can make sense for us. And my prayer that their lives will forever be changed and they begin on their journey, and the journey never stops.
Yes.
It never stops. Just keep on with it.
Yes. This was beautiful.
That's so true.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you guys for joining Butterfly Tea Time. Make sure that you PM your address to Miss Shantae. She'll be sending those 2 books out to you this week. And until next time, fly free.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies, so much. Thank you. It was a blessing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pretty baby. Pretty baby. I've been waiting for so long, girl, yeah, to be with you alone, girl, yeah. Move your back against the wall, girl. Don't be afraid, won't let you fall, girl, no. You don't have to feel no pressure. We got all the night, no stress, girl.
Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. And if you or anyone you know is suffering with the butterfly rash, you have the chance to sponsor a butterfly in Lupus Glitter and get them out the skincare they need for the rash. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful week and fly free.